Well, we're gonna start with your introduction. Tell us a bit about you, who you are, what do you do, and where you are based at.
Okay, my name is Lloyd Jongwe. If I want to be more specific, I'm the director, so director for Mage Mechanical. Obviously, at the moment, we're situated in Kenwick, and we're operating basically more in WA, which is Western Australia, with the intention to expand our footprint into other states. And at the moment, we're basically doing more of our work in the mines. So we are ranging from Pilbara, coming down to the gold fields, and in Perth, we're doing more work with automotive industry.
Okay. So I want to bring you back a bit like in your origin story, how you were starting out, right? So my question for you is when you were directly working on tools most of the time, like you're a mechanic yourself.
Yes.
So what did you see in the field that made you realize that there was a gap in a mechanical support services?
Look, coming from a mechanical background, I have actually worked myself and seen the need for more personnel to actually, when you see that there is a little bit of a shortage in this industry, and as well, I've sort of rose through those ranks from being on the tools to the leadership team and up to management level. I did see that there was a gap from having people trained. There was a crisis where, you have to get expatriates from different countries in Australia to actually do the work, which is probably another sort of way that sort of led me to be in Australia myself, because there was the requirement.
Yep.
And I did see that obviously to help the industry, which I know best as well myself, I might be geared as well and really, really keen to sort of chip in and help people to train, people to get employment, people to have opportunities to come across that are coming from different places to benefit the place that I live so far as well, so that they've got quality people that can do the job. They've got experienced personnel that can, raise that industry and as well inject, because at the moment from the perspective of the economy, most of the stuff comes from mining, and which is basically what we're doing. And as well as we grew, it's not more just the mining. There's obviously the supporting services, obviously the vehicles, the equipment, and we are even growing into trying to see if we can even support by equipment supplies and equipment hire and vehicle hires in the industry. That
So you got pretty much a range of services.
Yes.
I kind of feel like company like mining, civil construction, or mechanical, like all this industry, right?
Yeah.
During downtime, when they face any challenge or whatsoever, they could cost a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
So from your experience, what are the biggest operational challenges companies usually feel when any equipment fails that you're trying to serve now?
So the biggest challenges is even on a client's perspective, the clients only need production to get the numbers or to get the outputs, but to actually get there, there's a lot of steps. Even if you're buying equipment from somewhere else, it's going to land on the port. There's going to be the requirement for transport. There's going to be a requirement for all those logistics to even get it. There's going to be need of cranes to lift things. There's going to be need of assembling these together. As soon as they start working, there's going to be the maintenance, which is an ongoing thing. So where we are fitting in and how our business is structured is we don't just do the maintenance. We're trying to help clients from when the equipment is landing on the port, or when they say it's getting bought from this OEM company or from Caterpillar or from Liebherr. And like as well as I've just started mentioning different brands. Some people just deal with one brand.
Just one brand,
But we have a diversity of quality experts that are from different companies that are OEM that they've trained, and we have them in our team. So we got people from Caterpillar, we got people from Libe, we got people from Kenwick, we got people that can do open surface mining. So when all those equipment are on a mine site, you need to have a variety of things. As well as the equipment runs, you're gonna need to have, supporting services. You're gonna need to have oils. You're gonna need to have parts. So we're going into this industry with our arms open to do everything and most of it, so that at the moment, when I say we are helping client A up to Z, they have to put minimum and we put maximum effort into getting them to achieve what they want.
For sure. I think you're not just operating as traditional labor services. You're trying to give like pretty much start to finish whole ecosystem. Whenever they need, whatever they need, you're there.
So we are a maintenance service business. We're not a labor hire business. So if there's a requirement of an overhaul, we're gonna put the machine in a workshop environment. If it needs to be overhauled, if it needs to be to have components changed, if there's gonna be a requirement of parts, is there gonna be logistics to move components? We wanna do all that so that at the end of the day, the client is not getting involved in all those. We're taking the weight off their shoulders.
So reducing the downtime of them, so they don't just keep on burning money.
Exactly. So that they concentrate on what they need to concentrate. We don't concentrate on their production. The only thing we do is to make sure that we provide reliable equipment so that their productivity increases and they maximize their profits based on our outcome or on the output of the work that we put in.
Okay. So my next question, obviously now what you just mentioned, it takes a lot of courage. It's not an easy job for every other mechanical owner or any other business owner, right? So it takes a strong leadership. For sure, it comes with a lot of pressures as well. So I want to ask you, when you run this kind of high pressure business or you operate in these high pressure environments, right? What has been one of the toughest leadership moments since you started this company?
So the biggest thing is you can't do everything, right? So I think the main important thing is the people that are around you and the people that are working with you to achieve anything need to know what they're doing and they need to be trustworthy. And I would say, I'll give you an example of just your hands. If you lose this finger, and if I ask you to button your shirt, you're gonna struggle. But you'll be just like, it's just one finger.
Just one finger.
It does what it does, and that's how, running the business can sort of, and if you probably have this finger facing the wrong way, still might not achieve what you want to achieve. So it's about having these people that drive, which is these gears they need to merge and get things turning around. And that's the main basic thing. I think is having the people around you and you have to have the right people.
Okay, so as a leader, I think you make sure that you actually facilitate that, you keep everything in combined order, so your whole system works properly.
Exactly.
Correct. Now, since it's one of those companies that not just support employees or all the big companies, but you are also operating on a good level in Western Australia. You're catering to pretty much whole Western Australia, all the people as well. So I want to go more towards the economy side. So your work supports, mining, civil construction, what we have just mentioned. How do businesses like Merge Mechanical contribute to the broader economy and workforce here in Western Australia?
So by employing more people in the business, obviously we are providing employment to the community. We are providing training, apprentices, placements that really helps the community, and we're giving back as well. And in the mining industry itself, which is where we got these rare minerals and all the earth. We're digging gold, we're digging copper, we're digging, all sorts of minerals. The economy relies, purely upon that, and we're in the oil and gas as well. There's equipment in there. So all these things, without these equipment being looked after, maintained, assembled, and put together, obviously there's going to be a stop, or that's going to be something that's going to be affected.
Yeah, something is going to disrupt.
And there's obviously going to be a stop, to the production. So the more that we provide this maintenance support, the easier it becomes for the end product to be on the table. And look, there's other people that are involved that are not just the maintenance. There's going to be the survey, there's going to be geologists, but all these people, if nothing is going to dig, they're not going to do a survey for anything.
Yeah. So their job's also relying on it.
Exactly. So, if we go and use this equipment, they're going to have more work. Even if we don't really sort of work and do those jobs ourselves, as soon as we start digging, as we start moving dirt, we're going to create a lot of work.
Yeah, okay. Now I want to bring our shift more towards the future of Merge Mechanical, since you're the leader.
Yeah.
Looking ahead, what's the vision for Merge Mechanical over the next few years? Are you planning to expand capabilities or reach new markets?
Look, when you start a business, you wanna grow, and you wanna succeed. And basically, if things are going well, you don't want to choke yourself. You don't want to, eat it too much that you can't chew. If you take a little bite and you have a little bit of, room to chew.
Yeah.
So we want something that's sort of manageable. We want to grow, but to a certain size where we can still manage. We're not crippling ourselves. I love to run a business where I can know everyone's first name and second name and their kids and their families, so that as well, it's not like just about the money. It's, I treat this like part of my family, I talk to everyone in the business from up here
all the way down to the
all
side,
the way down. So, and I don't normally, talk to everyone like I'm their boss. I'm one of the employees. I work for the company. I just happen to be, the director of the company, but at the end of the day, we work as a team.
Yeah. Okay. So now, you've already kind of given a really good information and comprehensive answer about Merge Mechanical. Now I want to close down this conversation that we have. So for young tradespeople or technicians entering the industry, what advice would you give them if they want to build a long-term career in mechanical services?
Yeah, so with, I think it's a generational sort of problem we've got. So, when we trained back in our years, we would be, doing all sorts of things where, as well, look, the safety wasn't that much at the time. You would be working where people have got shorts and they've got just the safety shoes. They will have minimum. We at a stage where you have to have gloves, you have to have your PPE, and it's improved. And all these things are improving based on the fact that there's incidences as well. But look, all I would give the youngsters that are coming through the ranks is when you're getting trained or when you're learning, you need to put your head down. You need to listen. You need to use the opportunity. Sometimes some people probably, struggle to get that opportunity to get training, to get apprenticeship. But as soon as you get the chance, you need to grasp it with both hands, utilize it fully. It won't come again. It's like being young. When you're young, you don't realize when you start you want to get older. But as soon as you get older, you want to get young again, because you start feeling, I could have changed this, I could have done this. So it's the same with these guys when they're training. Some, they're missing out, they, not coming to work, and they want to have something else when they're supposed to be actually serious with the training. But it comes around where basically you're going to probably regret that, I'm missing this sort of experience because maybe I wasn't paying attention. You know, it's like just like a student when you go to school. You know, at the end of 12 years, 13 years, and some people are up here, some people still on the bottom, and you ask them, some people probably, they've just wasted the time. And at the end of the day, you want to be proud when you achieve your qualification and when you're up there, and it resembles itself, with the quality of work you're going to produce. And when you qualify, you're going to be one of the best. And obviously, you want to be one of those, that are on the top.
Yeah, okay. No, thank you very much, brother. Thank you for the conversation and the time that you have given us.